let's hop into Mount Gulg and then see where it takes us. Durability of one of or more pieces of my gear is low, but we will be fine. That's the first time I've seen this warning, so it'll be fine. Yeah, it's just my ring down there. We're not going to worry about it because you only lose durability at the end of a dungeon or if you die. And we don't plan on dying, do we? So, just get Sancred hardied, and we're going to throw a shield on him too. And that's a crit shield as well, which is kind of nice. And we can just go slow. We don't need to go fast. One pack at a time. Tail smash? Okay, you gotta get away from his back for this one. This guy right here, if he raises his tail, move to the front. If you also have him targeted, you will see the cast, and it will say tail smash. You absolutely do not want to be standing near his tail. Otherwise, you can stand near his tail. You can also see on the left side of your screen as well with the enemy list, if you have it showing, you will be able to see casts on that side there. If you know, skim through the video a little, then you'll be able to see it when he does use it on the side there. You know what to look for. But yeah, if an enemy does do something that has tail in the name, more than likely they will swing behind them. So you will want to be in front of them to avoid it. Like I said before, sometimes mechanics will be self-explanatory in the name of the cast itself. Oh, avoid that. I am getting hit by something. Thank you, Tancred. Thank. Rid. I don't know, that sounded funny in my head. And then this is just wail on things until they die. And make sure that Tancred doesn't die. He shouldn't, though. But Mount Gulg does have one of the best pulls out of all the dungeons, I think. At the very start, you can go from that very first set of enemies to this one, and then there's another set behind that rock that if you get close enough to the rock, they will spawn. And then there's another pack after that. You can pull all of them together. Do not recommend it to anybody who is still learning how to heal and isn't confident in themselves. Do not do it. It is a very, very spicy pull. And you have to have a really good tank and a decent healer in order to do it. Whoops, I just got hit with Tail Smash. See how much it deals a lot of damage. How did I somehow I managed to parry it? I didn't even know that I could parry. Interesting. I've never seen myself parry an attack before, but I guess I can parry attacks. Yeah. Tail Smash is not fun to deal with, but if you get hit with it, you're not gonna die. You will just drop to a very low health, so heal yourself up. But if you can avoid it, it's best to be avoided. But sometimes you're not paying attention, that's fine. It's not a big deal. You're running it with trust, nobody's gonna complain. Shield on Tancred again. And this little set here. Oh yeah, and there's an additional set after this as well that you can pull. You can pull a lot of enemies together. And it does like just... It's mayhem. Fun mayhem, if you're into that. Otherwise, one at a time. It's fine. I'm also saying this on a standpoint towards tanks as well. If you're a tank and you don't feel confident in doing this pull, don't do it. Because you absolutely need to hit your invuln and hit your cooldowns when needed. So if you're not confident enough on hitting them at the right points, you don't have to do it. Even if the healer wants to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Because it can be stressful. There's one more set here. Make sure you're avoiding that. Anchor's gonna get hit with it. Like a crazy person. Okay. Honestly, standing to the front of these guys is probably safer than standing behind them. Thinking about it. Because then you're not going to get tail swiped. They don't do a front cleave, they just do immolation. Which is just an AoE you can run out of. Probably the only time where you want to be facing the enemies rather than keeping behind them. Simply because you won't be able to get tail swiped. And after this set is going to be the first boss. Going to... Don't do what I did. If you see an AoE on the ground, just cancel your cast by moving as soon as it shows up. Unless if you're confident enough to get the cast over and be able to move in time. Throw a shield on Dagrid. And throw a shield on everybody. And we're just gonna throw one of these out. Dagrid should turn him around. I hope. Break is just the tank buster. You can throw a Taro Coal out just for damage reduction. Okay, Lumen Infinitum. You want to be away from the front of him. You don't have to be too far, but it's best to be as far as you think is safe. Rather than, like, the bare minimum that you have to move in order to be safe. This one, you just have to stand in between where the green is, basically. Because it's just going to throw a gust of wind, tonally. This is just an AoE. Cyclone Wing. Cyclone in the name, it's an AoE. And then here's another one of these. Make sure you're in between the two greens. That does get a little bit more finicky after. There's another one of those. I'm safe here, so I don't need to move. The plan is to do all the dungeon, yes. Except for the level 80 stuff. The level cap ones, you don't need. So this one here is going to be slightly different. This is the safe spot here. Because he will do an AoE underneath him. And then there will be a couple of like little bits of green gust that show up on the outside. And you just kind of want to find a safe spot that's as far away from all of those as possible without also getting hit by the regular version of the mechanic that you see at the very start of this fight. It sounds complicated, but it's just a visual thing. He's gonna do it again here. So I stay back. And I want to move away from that thing, so about here. Safe spot. And we're good. Cyclone Wing is another AoE. Tank Buster, try and get a shield out in time. If you don't get it out in time, it's still fine, because that shield will negate any damage from the next few hits. So the tank still has time to heal or not get damaged. There we go. Easy. Yep, the plan is for us to go through all the dungeons that are needed to level the trusts. So, level 71 to 99. All dungeons. Except for the level 80 and 90 are going to be ones that we avoid. Because it's not recommended to level trusts. I'm just gonna pop a Physis Tune here. So, if you wanted to, you can continue on a little bit. I would recommend it if you're confident to do bigger pulls, but it also means that you have to deal with some mechanics alongside these guys. They're easy enough mechanics to resolve, but it's just easier to only deal with those mechanics on its own without having to worry about these guys as well. But it is up to you. I myself would pull all the way. I'm a crazy person and I just go for the entire pulls. Like I said, I enjoy the first pull of Mount Gulg if it's the insane pull. Playing as a healer, that is probably my favorite pull so far in the game. You can do. Alright, now we're gonna have to fight a wall. It pulls you in, and then it just deals these mechanics here. Your best bet is just to be as close as you possibly can to the thing, because then you don't have to move as much. Because if you notice, the AoEs are a lot more narrower the closer to this guy is, so you don't need to move as much to get out of it. Because if, for example, I was standing for that one there, if I was standing here, or even here, I would have had to move a lot further to get out of it. And sometimes, if they double up next to each other and you panic, you may not get out in time. So it's better to be as close as possible to these guys, just to resolve the mechanic. Anything that's got a conal AoE, which is what those were, where it's narrower the closer that you get to the enemy, it's better to stand as close to them as possible. Further away is a lot more dangerous because, especially, there's certain bosses that do have conal AoEs that are long, and if you're standing too far away from them, there is no way you can get out of it in time unless if you've got like a dash towards the enemy. Or even if you were to pop sprint, sometimes you still are not able to get out of the area in time, and you will get hit. It is fine to get hit, just don't get hit too many times. And as a healer, if you do get hit, heal yourself. When it comes to trusts, your health is probably more important than anybody else's, on par to the tank. Because if you die, the whole fight gets reset. You've got to go all the way back to it and do it from the start. So worry about your health, but make sure that the tank is not going to die too, because otherwise you might be next to get hit. Because like, for this one as an example, if I stood all the way over here, I would be screwed. Like this, see? I have to move like very quickly in order to get out of it, otherwise it's not good. I also pulled these guys along with the wall. Oh no, I didn't pull these guys with the wall. These are the ones that showed up here. I'm just doing things on auto right now. This is how I play this game. I'm on auto drive mostly. How did Alizé get hit?
You underestimate me.
Oh god, they're both gonna get hit. They both decided to stand in... Yep. Yet again. The Trust has found a way to get hit by mechanics that are easily avoidable. Hence why I do not trust trusts to heal. There we go. Rubik's Cube time! This guy's a giant Rubik's Cube. Offer? Yay! Oh. He likes to do circles. A lot of circle AoEs with this guy. And we're just gonna go through it as it comes. So you see those faces? They're important. So you want to make sure that you keep an eye on those faces. Sort of. what that square is, like what the face is basically this platform here. You see it's a 3x3, just like the face. And I will show here. Okay, so the safe spot is in the corners. So in all 4 corners is the safe spot. You see here? And it just deals damage to the squares where the faces are at. So all you gotta do is just find a safe square. And then this one, the one at the front, is safe. Just anything that's not the corners or the center is safe for this one. Let's do this. Caracal. There should be a large AoE coming. Okay, Judgment Day, yes. Let's go into the back here. So Alizé's going there, there only needs to be one person. So if one of the Trust goes into one of these circles, you don't need to. Just let them take it. But if you're a little bit worried about somebody not going into one of those circles, you can go in yourself. But typically the Trust will deal with it. So here's the fun mechanic here. See these orbs? This is a safe spot over here. Right in this corner. It's a teeny tiny safe spot, but if you're a melee or a tank, this allows you to continue to hit the boss. I also like using it as a caster or ranged anyways, because it's easier for me to stay. And then here, this should be safe here. Nope, it's not. This is safe. Oh, it's the other combination, because there is one that has a safe area right about here, or here, depending on what faces are showing on the Rubik's Cube. Do this. And AoE heal everybody. Throw a Lucid Dream out, because I'm running low on MP. Okay, so what we're looking at here. Okay. This is another one that should be safe in this corner. So we're not actually seeing the one that's gonna have the safe spot in the other corner of this. So there is another, there's another version of that mechanic where it is a safe spot either on this square or this square. Could be this one? It is. There's a safe spot right here. Right here. Because the faces are all in the corners and in the center. This square is safe. And he exploded into a bunch of cubes. Rubik's Cube has been completed. Easiest Rubik's Cube to complete because all of the faces are white. This is also a really insane pull that you can do all the way to the end, but I'm not going to do it because going slow, there's nothing wrong with going slow with Trust at all. Well, there's just nothing wrong with going slow in general either. Some people are just impatient, so if you are doing group content and you're playing as a tank, ideally you would want to do large pulls, but it's touch and go. If the healer says that they're not comfortable with large pulls, don't do large pulls. Or if you as a tank aren't comfortable with large pulls, just, you know, don't do large pulls. And if people are impatient about it, that's on them.
Away with you.
At least doing small pulls, and if you're comfortable with doing small pulls as opposed to large pulls, you know you're not gonna die. You know that you're gonna survive them, so it's just gonna be faster in the long run. Because if you die on a large pull, whoever's second in aggro is going to start getting wailed on. And that could be a DPS, it could be the healer. And things can go south very quickly when that happens. If you die as a tank. So if you're not confident in large pulls, you don't gotta do them. These guys hit pretty hard, so make sure that like, you kind of have to keep an eye on Tankard with this one here. You can just throw a shield on him and then you should be fine. Okay, this is an AoE, the Punitive Light. that guy, if you see one of them stopping and just kind of just standing there with a glow around them, it means an AoE is gonna come out soon. So just make sure to heal everybody through it. Gonna pop Lucid for myself here, just to make sure that I don't run out of MP. I'm not gonna run out of MP, but it's, you know, safety net. Always worth it to have a safety net. Especially if you're playing with other people as well, because somebody could potentially die. And if you don't have enough MP to revive them, that could be a little spicy too. And this is the last pack before the boss. Open this coffer here. This should have a weapon in it. Yeah, this coffer here is the weapon coffer for this. Off to the side, so make sure that you crack open that coffer if you're looking for the weapon from here. I'm gonna throw shield on Thancred because there's two of these guys, these big winged guys. So we're gonna have to deal with two of them casting AoEs. I'm gonna pop Ephesus because Thancred is getting hit pretty hard here. Out of that. Okay, one of them died, so we didn't have to worry about one of them hitting an AoE. And then Thancred can heal himself as well, which is nice. But make sure he's not in too much danger. There's an AoE coming out, so that guy's stopped to cast. Make sure that everybody stays alive through it. And from now on it should be easy breezy. So there is one more enemy before the boss. It's odd in comparison to the other ones. He's similar to the walls, but not quite. This guy here, he's gonna raise one of his arms, and he's going to slam that one side of the area. So he's gonna slam this side. We gotta stand over here. And then the easiest way to tell is he just swaps. He swaps whichever side he's going to hit each time. So you just go from left to right to left to right. Also, both DPS are getting hit severely. So keep an eyeball out on your DPS in your trust, because they are getting hit by everything. It's safe to be at the very front. Whoops. If you need to, just kind of take your time. And if you're in a dangerous position, just move when you can. Because this is also a dangerous position to be. And then just move to the left. Or kill him before he throws out another one of his flap in the grounds. Okay, final boss. So this boss has stuff and things that happen. There's a simple AoE at the very start, which is very easy to resolve, and then it does it again. But the second time it does the AoE, you have to stand in a specific spot, otherwise you're going to get hit. You're gonna have to, well, it's not a specific spot, it's a specific range from the enemy itself. This one here. Ideally, just get into the habit of just standing at the very edge of it. And you'll be fine to resolve this mechanic however many times it shows up. Once that is said, it's going to do it again. And you will see what happens. I'm just gonna stand here. It does 2 more donut AoEs. There's also a safe spot over here, but it's a lot harder to tell. So this one, you're safe behind it. It may not look it, but you are safe behind it. And you're also safe at either side of it too. And I think, is this the tank buster? Oh no, this is the... Okay, don't stand in that. That stuff is bad. It's pretty, but it's bad. So it's going to split itself into 5. You want to stand by the one that drops down last. So it's going to be this one here. They're all going to do AoEs, but this one is going to do the enhanced AoE. So you want to make sure that you're standing next to it. And then it does it again.
I will not hold back.
And then it's just this one here. So all you gotta do is just find a safe spot. Self-explanatory. But the safe spot initially for when they drop each and individually down is stand by the last one that dropped down, and then stand on the rim of its AoE, and you'll be safe. That's all you need to worry about. Don't worry about any of the others that drop down. Just worry about the last one. Okay, and there's this. This has a couple of different patterns. Some are easier than others. Just stand at the one that shows up last, and then wait for this to move, because it does give you a good length of time to move before it hits. All you gotta do is just stand next to the one that happens last, wait for the one just second last to go off, and then move. And you'll be fine. There's a couple of patterns for that though. Another one of these, so make sure to stand at the very rim of the AoE. And she should do another one where she jumps up and then 4 or 5 of them drop down. Got this crazy AoE here. Or not AoE, the ground badness of danger. And then now she's gonna jump up. Focus on the last one. Going to be the... oh, it's gonna be this one over here. So just stand next to the AoE. And you're safe. It does not matter which one you're dealing damage with at that point. You can also just hide behind it. As long as you're not standing in front of the circles, on any of the circles, you're fine. You'll be in a safe spot. And we're done. And that's all the dungeons that you need to do for 71 to 79 to get the trust up. You will need to run each of them between 4 and 5 times. I think it's 5 times each to get the trust leveled. Enough to go to the next dungeon after that.